Yo, it's Guido coming up to the Tactics Talk. Welcome back and thanks for tuning in. Who wants to see a top tier platoon carry? Actually, they're not a platoon right now, but they will be. Some of the top tiers in this game will join up for an epic crushing of the enemy team. But our hero is Squash Balls. He's back from my clan Cartel. And a tier 10 Bat Chat, so he's going to actually get into a bush. Here we got an LTTB and a Bat Chat 12T4, and this is a really great, can be a really great sniper if you can get some spots and you can drop a clip into people. But he's got the FL running around. We'll put a shot into that guy right there, and he's trying to get away. Gets another shot, and down he goes. And that is the first 701 damage. He's got 3 shells left. Oh, look out there, 40T. 40T, it's a shot. He's trying to get away. That did not go in, but maybe this one will. Down he goes. And we're at 1,116, and now we are reloading. Get a little move forward, looks like. Get a little bit closer to the action. He's got a big stack behind him back here. Depending on how he spots and how his scout spot, could be in for a good day, but he's got a Bat Chat 25T AP, the tier 8, or sorry, tier 9 version right there. And then he finds a heavy, but that's a type 5. That's going to be hard to punch through. And unfortunately, the LTTB dies, and he gets spotted right there. Interestingly, he must have just got outside that bush a little bit, and he dives down. This is a good plan. Get down low. No sense letting that type 5 aim in and send some HE his way. And he's actually going to flex back here. Swing back around. Get a little further back so he's not spotted. T30 is taking some hits, obviously spotted up there, or had been at least. And the Object 705, and down he goes. So there's a WZ in front of him. That's SA you can get. See how the WZ-120 killed the T30? That lets you know he's probably up there. 25 TAP gets spotted, takes a hit. Also spots Squash, so Squash is going to move up here. 1390 takes a hit. And he's in that little hole right there, and Squash is going to take the opportunity to come up and over and assassinate this guy. Little auto-aim action. There he goes. 2 shells. Still full hit points, and it looks like he's going to bail out of this. Not a great place to stay. They do have an artillery, so if he starts raining arty in there, or somebody gets high enough to start spotting him and spotting his turret, he rocks back and forth a little bit. Hopefully gone dark. He is going to get lit here more than likely. I probably would have forced a reload if I knew I was running off. But let's see what happens with that as he runs over this way and flexes across. Good use of a medium tank. Medium tanks do this very well. Move from side to side if required. He's got a Leopard 1 up on the side. Come up here and see if you can get some shots on the Leopard 1. There's a 50 TP right in front of him. That might have got him lit. He bails out of that and comes back down. And I think had you forced a reload, you'd have a full clip right now. Anytime I'm transitioning from one side of the map to the other, and I don't expect a shot immediately, I'll go ahead and reload the clip. You may have expected to see something in the middle, so that's possible. He's going to go up and over, so that was interesting. Crosses over here. He's got a JT trying to climb up the hill, using a bit of these buildings and whatnot for cover. Move a little bit closer in here, and he finds a and the JT's looking right at him, and the good news is that the JT hits some, and that may have been HE. Otherwise, it should have gone through and hit him. JT drives down into the bottom down there, and Squash goes in. This was a mistake. He didn't have the shells to do this. But nice maneuvering to try to avoid it. He tries to go up and around him and slides. And now he just can't quite get up and around. Unfortunately, it's going to force him right in front of the JT, which gets a shot into him. And he sneaks by. Fixes his turret. That was a good plan. Up and over, just hoping that JT can't get his gun onto him. He does not, so that's a good thing. Swings around here, and I may have just let that JT sit in that hole. Once he went down there, he was kind of out of the game. At least for a while. Things aren't looking great. It's 4-6. 4-6. The Squash has 2,400 damage. 1,200 assist. He's got 3 of the kills. 3 of the 4 on the enemy team so far. JT dies. That's a good thing. They got rid of him. And now we are going to flex back towards middle. Looks like that whole side, the whole one line, ran away from over there. So once Squash left, they kind of lost their scouting. They moved away from there. The enemy team still has an LTTB. Squash does not have a pure scout, but they do have Squash. Scorpion's moving along, and he finds the 50 TP right here along the edge. And then there's the 7-1, 7/1, who misses. Fortunately, actually bounces. Squash runs back into the buildings, looking to get cover here. LTTB crosses the open area and is now lighting them up, and they are now living in 125% or 1/4 of the map over here. Down goes the Indian Panzer, and things are looking really bad. It's 4-8. Squash is just looking for an opening. The problem with getting stuffed into a corner is there's just not a lot of openings. The enemy has pretty much complete vision control. Almost anywhere Squash's team goes, they're going to get lit unless they hide in a bush. But he does move around a bit, looking to see what he can find. Where's the Centurion, maybe? Along through these tunneling through bushes, and he finds the T-44, who makes himself available to shots. A bounce, that's a bummer. Pretty lucky right there. I'm not really sure why he's doing that. He misses that shot. And he's really just standing in there eating shots he probably doesn't need to take. Holy cow. And the 25T AP misses that critical one. Misses that critical shot, and there is a track and another miss. Absolutely lucky, but he survives it and gets out of there. May have been a case if he just said, you know what, I'm just going to go get some hit points out of this. This is a lost cause, but he survives that somehow. And then he curses RNG, but of course, I don't know if that would have been a case for praise or cursing. Maybe a little bit of both. That's kind of how RNG works, isn't it, folks? The good and the bad. The 60 TP, though, is doing some good work. He's anchoring a little bit forward right there. The 705's in a corner, but he does have a WZ pushing in on him. So Squash comes back here, looks for maybe a shot. The 60 TP takes down the 7-1, 7/1. Gets RD'd for his troubles. And now Squash is moving back up here, and all of a sudden, the team is probably starting to get a little hope. It's 8-9, so they've evened this thing up. The problem is, they do not own a lot of the map. The good news is they own the high ground, and pushing into them is going to be very difficult with Disturb. But there goes the Pantera. He got spotted somehow. The WZ is pushing in onto the 705, and Squash has moved across the map into the middle, looking for maybe the 25T AP or the Leopard. There goes the WZ. The 705 got him. Problem with the 705 is he's stuck in that corner. He cannot go up and over without being spotted and probably killed. So he's anchored down right there. The 60 TP, not a lot of place for him to go either. He kind of has to work the backside of that hill and the buildings there. He does appear to be moving through. Squash, it looks to be waiting for an opportunity right here. Sturb's kind of moving around a bit. We're clicking on the Type 5, who's hanging out behind that ridge, and then he's got a backup of a Scorpion, and there's a Su-101 unspotted involved in this whole thing as well. So probably on the 1-2 line or so, although he may be up behind in the A90 area. The 60 TP decides just to use that armor and hit points and bulls his way into these guys hanging out at the back edge and just takes down the Leopard. No shots from artillery that I can see, so perhaps the artillery's on a reload. Type 5 starts to push into the cap. That's a mistake on its part. Got a lot of hit points though, so he pushes in there, probably trying to get rid of the 705. But can be shot from the hill. If he gets too close, the Disturb will have shots, and then here comes Squash. And he finds the 25 TAP, wisely pulls back, doesn't want to get hit by either the Type 5 or the Su-101. Su-101 is more than likely not up in this corner because neither the 60 TP nor Squash took hits. The 60 TP takes a pretty good hit. Here comes the AT trying to get around, and Squash nukes him and keeps him from circling the 60 TP, which would have been really bad news for the 60 TP. That was a good kill. There's another kill in there. All of a sudden, it is 12-10. So we got a Type 5 in the middle, and more than likely both TDs hanging out somewhere behind him, giving him support. And so Squash is moving up ever so carefully here. He'd like to light the Type 5 before he gets lit. Comes across here. He's now using gold because he's used all his regular APCR. And now he's just looking, where is this Type 5? Right, he's a one-shot, obviously. Even a splash, well, Artie's gone, but even a pretty good splash might actually get him from the Type 5, depending on how close it is. And now he's just looking. Now he's just looking, and he says, yeah, the TDs are full health. 103 says affirmative. Good little bit of discussion right there. End game. That's always good teamwork-wise. And there goes the heavy. So he's moving up. Little bush action there. There we go. Nicely zoomed. Oh, that's unlucky. A bounce. There's one that goes in. There's another one that goes in. Already hits him. And that, at this point, is a huge advantage for Squash's team to have an arty, especially against a big Type 5 heavy who's out in the open like that. And the Scorpion somehow got all the way across the map right there. And he's making a runner. But he's out in the open, so he's in big trouble. We got the 60 TP. He's probably going to end up seeing that guy. 60 TP takes a hit, more than likely from the 101. So if you pay attention to the damage that's caused, those two appear to be the 101 has a sight on him. And Squash is finally reloaded, so he's just going to push on in here. Good plan to stay a bit low. Don't let the Scorpion see him. You also don't want the 101 to get a shot on him. He's going to dodge low right here. The 101's probably a bit high up on the hill based on the shots going into the 60 TP. Nope, he was down by the road. That's all right. 60 TP gets a shot on him. 101's reloading. Looks like he's hiding behind a wreck right there. Artillery goes in. 60 TP declines to push, so now there's two of them here. They platoon up so they can farm some metals. Fantastic. And Squash is coming here looking for a shot. Where is the one? There he is, coming right at him and nukes him. And look at that. 11, 13 of the kills to the guys that are platooned, to the guys that are alive. 14 of the kills to all the guys that are alive in game. And really turned one around that was looking like it was going really, really poorly. 4,516 damage, 1,879 assist. Probably the biggest mistake was that time when you got out here in the flat right here. I'm not really sure what you were thinking there. Maybe, you, like I said, just thinking, get some hit points and get out of this. But got that good RNG, got that luck. And then, as always, the question is not that he was lucky. It's what did he do with it. Nicely done. Thanks for sending in the replay, man. And we will see you.